We're back with the Screen Team. It's all about Scorsese this evening, and we are definitely proud to be giving some love to one of the greatest directors of all time. And we're not doing movies like Raging Bull. We're not doing movies like Taxi Driver. We're not doing Casino. We're doing some of his earlier hits and some films that you might not be familiar with. This next film is a movie called Mean Streets, and this was kind of the film that kind of made Scorsese, kind of pushed him into the big time. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Yeah, definitely.
All right. So Mean Streets is we got some more thugs, right? We got some more gangsters in this film, Anthony.
This is a very interesting film. I think it's kind of a Who's That Knocking 2.0 in many ways.
Yeah.
Almost all the relationships are exactly the same. The only difference is the woman in this film is not beset by a tragic experience with another male. She's beset by a mental condition. But very largely, and incidentally, the mental condition is epilepsy, which is treated in the movie as if she has some kind of actual mental incapacity by all of the people involved in the film. And it's just not so, obviously. And that's the burden that the main male character, Harvey Keitel, again, he carries that burden in this film, and once again, he just can't handle it because he's stuck in the old chauvinistic perceptions of male-female relationships.
You know, it's interesting with Scorsese. He's got like particular muses, and we know about him and Robert De Niro being in so many movies, and now he's with DiCaprio in a lot of movies. But it seemed early on that he kind of went to Harvey Keitel with a lot of his earlier projects, and all three of the movies we're reviewing today, he was Harvey Keitel is one of the main male leads. What do you think about Harvey Keitel in this film?
Well, I think Harvey Keitel is a great actor, and I don't know how they linked up. Like, I don't know how Scorsese and Keitel got started, but it seems pretty clear to me that there's a place that Scorsese needed to go and Keitel could only take him there. Keitel, in a lot of ways, is Scorsese on screen. In fact, there's even scenes in Mean Streets where the narrator, even though it's in Harvey Keitel's inner voice, it's Martin Scorsese's voice on the film. So it really kind of goes to show you just how much I think Scorsese was invested personally in the characters on screen. And I guess Keitel, he thought was the guy who could be him, for lack of a better description.
We also got Robert De Niro in this film, and we mentioned Scorsese and Mean Streets, how that was kind of his breakout film. De Niro with Mean Streets, this was kind of his breakout film as well. And De Niro kind of plays a loose cannon in this film, right?
Yeah, and what's funny about it is, I mean, I don't know if the intent of the film is to make you laugh, but I guess we all know that one guy who just doesn't know when to stop. And there are just so many scenes where, because of the social experiences of the situation, I'm like, I know a guy like that who acts just like that, and it makes you laugh. I mean, I think De Niro's character in this, I think it's called Johnny Boy, is, I crack up, and I know it's supposed to be serious, but he's got a quip for everything. He's always got a line. He's always owes somebody money. He's a real loser. I mean, there's no question about it. But he's a loser he's your loser, right? If he's in the group, it's your loser, so he's okay. And eventually that comes to bite him in the end.
So Mean Streets, you like it? Yes or no? What do you think?
Oh, it's a great film. I really do like it. I've seen it many, many, many times. And it's not as strong as some of Scorsese's future films. But like Who's That Knocking, it lays a lot of the groundwork for the stuff he's going to do later. And the themes are all the same. And I think the thing I like about Mean Streets that some of his other early films don't do as well, they really show off Manhattan, Little Italy, New York at that time. And there's a lot of interesting things about it. It's a film, I think, that gets better with age because it's a time capsule for Little Italy in the 1970s, and a lot of that stuff is just gone. You just can't see that stuff anymore.
Very true. Very true. I'm curious. You on all three of these reviews, you have mentioned Scorsese's themes, and he uses the same themes in almost all of his movies. Is that a pro or a con for you? I mean, obviously, I guess it's a pro because you like Scorsese and you like all his films, but would you like to see him differ in a different way?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think he's expanded on things later in his career, but he always seems to return to the same fundamental elements, which are basically a man's relationship with a woman and how he sees her. First, he sees her as, an angel, and then he sees her basically as a whore, for lack of a better phrase. And this is something they call the Madonna whore complex, and it's particularly at issue, I guess, supposedly, if you believe Scorsese's films, if you're growing up Catholic, male, American, these are the things that you're going to be struggling with. And then there's also the issue of violence and the neighborhood life and the mob life that he was surrounded by. And all of his themes are really biographical. And I think on some level, if you grew up Catholic and male and American, you have to identify with some of that. And I think that's really all there is to it. The themes are so fundamental to our society and our life that they're just very compelling for people who watch his movies.
I'm curious. We're reviewing a lot of older films, but have you heard about Martin Scorsese's new project, Anthony?
Well, there's one called Frankie Machine.
Ooh, I don't know that one.
Made Silence, and those are the only two that I know about.
He just made a deal with Netflix to stream his latest film, which is going to be called The Irishman. And it's a film that's going to star Al Pacino. It's going to star Robert De Niro. It's going to star Harvey Keitel. It's another big mob movie, and they're going to be using a lot of CGI effects where they're going to make Robert De Niro and Al Pacino younger. So they're going to have like a digitally, young Pacino face and a digitally young De Niro face, and show them as young men and also old men in this movie. It's based on a true story. I don't have the official details in front of me right now, but it's another mob movie, another Scorsese movie with De Niro and Pacino. It's going to be big time, man.
Well, that's I'm really looking forward to that. I'll say this though, you're a huge fan. Godfather, I think, is one of your favorite movies. So if they steal any Pacino, De Niro, Godfather footage to make them look young, you'll be on top of that. So I'm going to ask you about that when it comes out. I'm going to say, was that scene in The Godfather? If it was, Chief will know about it.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Anthony, man, first off, it's a pleasure talking with you and just talking about movies and talking about Scorsese, man. So I appreciate you being on the show.
It was an honor to be on, and I very much appreciate you asking me to be on.
All right. We love Scorsese here. We love movies. We are the Screen Team. And remember, you can check us out each and every Saturday at 6 p.m. right here on KWOC. And you can listen to past shows on our official website at ScreenTeamPB.com. We're also on Twitter. We're also on Facebook. And we've got our official Screen Team YouTube channel. So you can check us out anywhere. For Anthony and Chris, we are the Screen Team. And remember, we want you to know before you go.